Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Anime Talk. This is actually an Aramika anime talk I've wanted to do since last summer, but things were so hectic I legit kept forgetting about it. But it's finally here, so let's dive right in. I think we can all agree one of the biggest pet peeves of anti-Aramika shippers towards us Aramika shippers is that Eren and Mikasa's relationship originally seemed very one-sided. What I mean is, because Eren and Mikasa often argued in Season 1, and for the most part it was Mikasa pushing for them to stay together instead of Eren, it did make sense why a lot of the Attack on Titan fans failed to understand why Aramika was a ship at all, let alone the most popular one in Japan. Well, here's the first issue with this. For starters, we were stuck with just Attack on Titan Season 1 for 4 years before they finally released Season 2. So, the anime-only fandom didn't really get to see these characters develop as drastically as they do starting with the Clash of the Titans arc. Hell, even the little we saw of Eren and Mikasa as kids, it seemed almost like Eren just saw Mikasa as an annoying little tattletale to his mother. But here's what's interesting. If you compare Season 1 to its manga counterpart, a lot of Eren's aggressions toward Mikasa is oddly heightened in the anime adaptation opposed to the manga. To put it simply, Season 1 of the Attack on Titan anime did a bit of a poor adaptation job in terms of Eren and Mikasa's relationship. They almost portrayed Mikasa as an obsessed, annoying yandere towards Eren, and in my opinion, that is an absolute insult on her character. But because we were stuck with just Season 1 Eren and Mikasa for so long, we didn't get to see them mature and develop for a long time. However, once Season 2 came out, not only did we see a much more mature Eren who was nicer to Mikasa, but of course we were blessed with the Chapter 50 moment. Things got even better for anime Aramika shippers because of Season 3's Red Swan opening, showing us much happier times with them as children, all of Season 3 Part 1 itself, and the Lost Girls OVA releasing. So, now that I've explained things from a viewer standpoint, it's time to analyze more of a character study as to why and how Eren started to respect Mikasa, and what changed from Season 1 to Season 2 and 3. In Attack on Titan Season 1, Eren is shown to rarely be kind to Mikasa, both as children and in the Survey Corps. He's annoyed with her for ratting him out to Carla, and almost later seems to be on a bit of a masculine trip when training in the Survey Corps. He spends a lot of time with Armin and the other guys, sometimes even straight up ignoring Mikasa. Kinda rude, Eren, jeez. But this behavior actually makes sense for his age. So it's understandable why he was kind of an ass to Mikasa for a while during Season 1. However, it wasn't just Eren being a typical teenager that sparked this attitude towards Mikasa. Eren was mad jealous that Mikasa was a much better soldier than he was, A+ing in everything no matter if it was class or field. This especially got under Eren's skin because he was the one who wanted to battle Titans more than anyone, while Mikasa's wishes were completely opposite. Mikasa's wish was for a peaceful future with Eren, but because she's devoted to Eren, not just because she promised Carla, but because she owes her very life to Eren for back when he saved her from the kidnappers, she obviously will follow him wherever he goes. The tension continued for these two far into training, Eren even headbutting Mikasa in annoyance, and they even continued to bicker not long after Eren first transformed into a Titan. Apart from the scarf wrapping scene in Episode 6's flashback, the two first glimmers of Eren revealing he actually cares deeply for Mikasa, despite his annoyance towards her, is the courtroom scene.
Now hold on a second! Maybe I'm a monster that you want dead, but you leave her out of this! She's innocent!
Like we trust
it's
you!
It's the truth!
And this moment when he realizes as a Titan he injured Mikasa.
Oh, by the way, that cut on your cheek looks pretty deep. Just how did you get that again?
After these moments, we see Eren display less and less annoyance towards Mikasa as Season 1 goes on, and I think it's at this point it's made obvious, even though Eren's been a jealous brat towards her, he does genuinely love and care for her. Then things take an even further change in Season 2. After Eren recalls his mother telling him he needs to man up and protect Mikasa once in a while for a change, we see him openly treat Mikasa with more respect and care. He's no longer snapping or yelling at her, but instead speaking softly and showing concern for her health.
Get some sleep. You've got to be tired.
No, I'm okay.
He no longer snaps at her for fussing over him, and this respect between the two continue on pretty much the rest of the season. Their bond deepens even further once Mikasa's ribs are crushed by a Titan, and the two are nearly eaten by the Smiling Titan. It's in this moment Eren realizes Mikasa's just as human as anyone else, and how much she truly loves him and cares for him. Seeing Mikasa in such a fragile state both physically and emotionally, and how she's happy to accept death with Eren, it made Eren realize once more what he's been fighting for all this time, and how dear Mikasa truly is to him. This sparks Eren to use the coordinate ability, and even threatens Reiner and Bertolt whilst carrying Mikasa to safety. In the manga, he later blames himself and apologizes to Mikasa for causing her to get hurt so badly, though Mikasa assures him it's alright. By the time Season 3 rolls around, Eren and Mikasa continue to respect each other. Mikasa shows a great deal of concern for Eren after he failed to transform, and despite her wife-like fussing, Eren doesn't get angry or snap at her. The most crucial Eren-Mika moment in Season 3's Part 1 for me was Episode 12. The moment they're sitting on the steps, Eren looks over at Mikasa, smiles, and admits he was jealous of her. And that since her injury back in Season 2, he's realized alone, she's just as capable of getting killed as anyone. This has made Eren realize they need to stick together to survive, and it's also because that's what they're fighting for. I believe this scene represents a genuine promise between them, that once all this is over, they will have a future together. Originally, while Eren always cared for Mikasa, he did start off being extremely jealous of her, and often treating her poorly, but as time passed and the older they got, Eren slowly began to mature, and eventually led to him not only respecting her, but openly acting out how deeply he cares for her. Another thing I realize many people forget, myself included, is that not much time passes at all between Attack on Titan Season 1 Episode 5 and Attack on Titan Season 3 Episode 11. As a matter of fact, only a grand total of 2 months have passed. Yeah, only 2 months. So, if anything, Eren's seemed hatred towards Mikasa really didn't last that long at all in their actual timeline, and was just him going through a teenage boy attitude phase. It just feels longer because of it literally being 3 seasons and 5 to 6 years of anime for us. This is exactly why I love shipping these two so much. The way their relationship progresses is so realistic and human, and honestly deserves much more attention than it gets. And it's also why I don't believe Eren when he claims "I've always hated you, Mikasa" in chapter 112. That is simply not Eren's true feelings. Hey guys, I'm honestly so proud of how this video came out. Next week will be my chapter 115 prediction video, and that's another one I'm very excited to do. Looking back at how much Eren and Mikasa's relationship has evolved, it's honestly so sweet, and it makes me so sad when I found out a lot of the anime-only viewers actually skipped Season 2, just because they were butthurt it was only 12 episodes. Like, seriously? I'll see you guys all next week.